is really good, my people? Kiwami Games here, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Now, very quickly, I want to apologize in advance if this video seems to be somewhat hasty. The reason for that is that I put this deck together, very quickly, and I wasn't able to play much this week. So I wasn't able to gather as much content as I usually try to gather whenever I'm making a new video. But I'll definitely come back to this deck as it was a lot of fun and it definitely has a lot of potential with what we're trying to do with it. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile and take this video sort of as a combo slash tutorial guide of what we're trying to do, as we try to showcase Punk Libromancers. Alright, so first we have Magician of Souls, and we have 2 Max C, we have 2 Diviner of the Herald, we have 2 Ash Blossoms, we have 1 Ukiyo-e Punk Shadakusai, we have 1 Gagaku Punk Wagon, we have 2 No Punk Xiamen, then we have 2 Libromancer Geek Boy, we have 2 Libromancer Fire, we have 1 No Punk Deer Note, we have 1 Libromancer Agent, 2 No Punk Foxy Toon, 1 Cyber Angel Bentan, 1 Libromancer Doombroker, 1 Sauravis the Ancient and Ascended, we have 1 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Libromancer Fireburst, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Pot of Avarice, 3 Preparation of Rites, 2 Libromancer First Appearance. Then we also have 1 Punk Jam Extreme Session. We have 2 Emergency Teleport. We have 2 Called by the Grave, 2 Evenly Matched, 2 Infinite Impermanence. Then we also have 1 Libromancer Intervention. Then in the extra deck we have 1 Elder Entity Entis, 1 Ukiyo-e Punk Rising Carp, 2 Herald of the Arc Light, 1 Punk Jam Dragon Drive, 1 Bachroni de Fleur, 1 Ukiyo-e Punk Amazing Dragon, 1 Psychic End Punisher, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Sprite Elf. Then we also have an Underworld Goddess, 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, 1 Mech Knight Crusader Avramax, 1 Borosaur Dragon, and Nightmare Unicorn. And that completes the deck list. And as I mentioned, I don't think this is the definite deck list. I will continue expanding on it, but let's just see how this specific deck performs. Alright, my people, welcome back. And in this replay, we're going to go up against Tearlaments, and we're going second. Okay, so he's going to activate Terraforming. Okay, have fun with that, because that card is going to be banned. Unfortunately for the other decks that actually need the Terraforming, it sucks that Tearlaments is going to get that card banned, which is really going to hurt the other decks that actually need that card, but what are we going to do? Okay, so he's going to go into the Kick Hallows. Alright, we have Infinite Impermanence, so I'm definitely going to negate the Kick Hallows. Alright, put a stop to that. Okay, and then he's going to end his turn. Alright, so it's back to us. We draw the Field Spell. We're going to activate the Field Spell. He's going to hit us with the Max C's, but we have to Call by the Grave, so we're going to negate that. We're going to bury Max C in the grave where it should be. Alright, and then next, we're going to add our Fire Burst. And then the reason why I added our Fire Burst, since we're going second, this card right here, when it's Ritual Summon using monsters on the field, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent, it is doubled. And then this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. When a monster declares an attack, you can banish 1 Libromancer Ritual monster from your graveyard, and then this card gains 200 attack. We don't really use that effect a whole lot, but definitely the first 2 come in clutch. So with this card, we can definitely OTK a lot. Alright, then we're going to special summon our Geek Boy. Okay, he's gonna activate the Hofness to mill cards. We get a little lucky here. He didn't really mill anything that's too threatening. Okay, then with the Libromancer Fire, we're gonna add our Geek Boy. Then the Geek Boy is gonna reveal the ritual to special summon itself to add another field spell. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Foxy Tune, send one of the field spells so that we can special summon the Wagon. And before I activate the Wagon, I am going to ritual summon our Fire Burst, because without the ritual monster, without the ritual field spell, without this field spell, we cannot ritual summon our monsters. So you have to be careful with that. So now with the Wagon, we can add the Punk field spell. So we activate the Punk field spell, special summon the Shatakuzai. Shatakuzai is going to fusion summon into the Rising Carp. And then since we pay 600 life points, we can draw a card. Then the Rising Carp is going to get us the the Deer Node and the Z-Almond. And then since we pay 600 life points, we can draw another card. And then these two cards are going to go into our Dragon Drive. Then the Dragon Drive can add us a Psychic Monster to our hand. Then the Deer Node is going to special summon the Rising Carp. And the reason why I added the Rising Carp was because our opponent, he's going to scoop, so we don't get to fully finish our combo. So here I added the Z-Almond to our hand. And the reason why I added the Rising Carp was because using the field spell, I was going to banish maybe the Wagon so that I can special summon the Z-Almond. And then the Z-Almond and the Rising Carp, I was going to fusion to synchro summon into the Ukiyo-e Amazing Dragon. And then this card is, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters with different names you control and in your graveyard, and then you can return those cards to the hand. Alright, so we could have cleaned up his field with the Amazing Dragon. And then the Rising Carp has the effect that you can target a punk monster you control and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. So that means that with the Amazing Dragon, we were going to attack twice. So that would have been 6,000 damage plus the Fire Burst that does double damage. So that would have been more than enough to OTK our opponent. Alright, and then maybe he realizes what is going on and he's just going to scoop. Alright. Alright, what's up my people? Welcome to the first replay. And in this game, we're going to go up against branded Tearlaments. So first, we normal summon Z-Almond, search for the Deer Node. The Deer Node is going to reveal the Foxy Tune, and then you can special summon itself. Then using these two monsters, we're going to synchro into our Dragon Drive. Then the Dragon Drive can add us a Psychic Monster from our deck to our hand. But first, we're going to activate Z-Almond and Deer Node in the graveyard. Just to check to see if the opponent has any, hand traps or anything like that. So we bring back the Z-Almond, and we also add the Geek Boy. And then this is how the Libromancer's card work. If you don't know, they can reveal a ritual monster in your hand, and then they can special summon themselves. And whenever they are a special summon, they get a second effect. So the Geek Boy's second effect is that it can add you a Libromancer spell card from your deck to your hand. So with the Geek Boy, you're always going to search for the field spell. Okay, so we get the field spell. And then the field spell, when it's activated, we can add a Libromancer monster from our deck to our hand. So we get the fire. The fire is going to reveal the ritual monster again and special summon itself. And then we're going to add another Libromancer monster from our deck to our hand. And then using our field spell, we're going to ritual summon into our Libromancer Doombroker. And then Doombroker, when he is summoned, he can set Libromancer traps from the deck to the field. And then using Z-Almond and the Dragon Drive, we can go into our Psychic and Punisher. And then we're going to set Infinite Impermanence. Alright, so what we have here is pretty much an Omni Negate. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can target a Libromancer ritual monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, negate that activated effect. Then you can special summon a Libromancer monster from your hand or graveyard. So when this resolves, you're always going to special summon the fire, because the fire is going to be able to get you another Libromancer monster from your deck to your hand. So this allows you to have follow-up for your next turn. And then Psychic and Punisher is unaffected by everything because our life points is lower than our opponent's. So the opponent is going to activate the Grieve so that he can special summon a Tearlaments monster. So we hit him with the Maxi. And then using the Sharon, he's going to fusion summon, but first he's going to special summon the Agito. Okay, so we draw a Diviner of the Herald. Then using the Oliver and the Sharon, he's going to go into the Masquerade. Alright, and then the Squamata and the Agito is going to make him a Baguska. So he's going to try to stall while he can still burn me for life points. So that's what's crazy. This Masquerade Dragon, even under Baguska, can still burn you for life points. Alright, so now we draw Magician Souls. So we're going to activate Infinite Impermanence to pretty much negate the Baguska so that we're able to attack with our monsters. And then our opponent, he's going to scoop, but what I really wanted to do here was special summon the Magician Souls to sort of see if he has any hand traps. And then after that, we were going to normal summon the Diviner. And then the Diviner was going to send us the Herald of Arclight. And then the Herald of Arclight was going to be able to add us our second Libromancer Ritual Monster so that we can continue for follow-up. And then with the Libromancer Fire Burst, that card, we can attack all monsters that are on the field. And then it can also attack for double damage. So we definitely would have had lethal if our opponent didn't scoop. But yeah, just to showcase the potential of this deck, it's really crazy and it's really amazing and fun. But let's move on to the next gameplay. Alright, what is up my people? Welcome back to another replay. And I apologize if my voice is a little low. I just got my girl sleeping next to me and I don't want to wake her up. But anyways, we're going first. We're going to activate Emergency Teleport so we can get the Z-Amen. Z-Amen is going to pay 600 life points to get our Shadokuzai. Normal summon Shadokuzai so that we can go into our Rising Carp. Alright, then the Rising Carp is going to tribute itself so that we can special summon the Deer Note and the Wagon. The Wagon is going to get us our Field Spell. Okay, then using those two monsters, we're going to go into our Dragon Drive. And then the Dragon Drive is going to add us a Psychic monster from our deck to our hand. But first, the Deer Note is going to activate in the graveyard, so we're going to put back the Shadokuzai to our field. Okay, and then we add a Ghost Ogre. And then we can draw a card because we pay 600 life points. Then we can special summon the Geek Boy by revealing our Ritual Monster. Okay, then we're going to special summon the Magician Souls. And then we're going to send the Evenly Matched and the Field Spell so that we can draw 2 cards. Okay, now we activate the Libromancer Field Spell so that we can start Ritual Summon our Libromancer monsters. Okay, so we special summon the Fire. The Fire is going to get us our Doombroker. Okay, then using those 2 monsters, we're going to Ritual Summon our Doombroker. Alright, then our Doombroker is going to add us our Omni-Negate Trap card. Alright, and then from here, you had options. So from here, because our life points is way lower than our opponent, we could have gone into our Psychic End Punisher, which is a level 11, and then that means that it was going to be an unaffected. But I wanted to showcase the Amazing Dragon in this particular duel. So what I'm going to do is, using the Shadokuzai's quick effect, you can pay 600 life points, and immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 punk synchro monster using monsters you control. So we can synchro summon on our opponent's turn. Okay, we're going to go up against Blackwing, and then he kaiju us, so we got a little lucky that he didn't kaiju the Shadokuzai. Alright, so he's going to do his Blackwing stuff. He's going to do a couple special summonings. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. Alright, I think maybe he didn't read the Shadokuzai effect, because I think otherwise he would have definitely kaiju the Shadokuzai instead. But anyway, so here, because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, and he kind of already extended, and he also used his normal summon, I thought it was a great time to now go into our Amazing Dragon. And then we have 1 Psychic, 2 Psychic, 3 Psychic, 4 Psychic, 5 Psychic. We have 5 Psychic monsters in our graveyard, so that means we could bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards if he had an extra one. Alright, so with the Amazing Dragon, And it's an amazing art style. I really love that art style. That shit is dope. So he can bounce all of his cards back to the hand. And then he's just gonna set one and pass. I mean, one more time, look at this card, bro. This card is freaking amazing, bro. I want to know who was the artist behind this art style. I would love to like follow his artwork. But anyways, we get preparation of right, so we can add the Sarabis. And then this card right here is whenever your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, you can discard this card, negate the activation. Also, when your opponent would special summon a monster, you can return this card to the hand, and then you can negate the special summon. So this card is like 2 and negates in 1. Okay, and then our opponent is going to scoop. So pretty much I was going to, with the amazing dragon, I was going to special summon a punk monster from our graveyard and then continue extending with our combos and do what we got to do. So yeah, I hope you guys can see just the crazy potential with this deck. It's a whole lot of fun, and yeah, it can go in. It can go in. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, welcome back. That's going to be a wrap for this video. And as always, if you enjoyed our video, please consider giving it a like, hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 500 subs, so it will definitely help me out a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. And just very quickly, one card that I was bouncing back and forth is the Ghost Ogre. Since it's a psychic monster, we can pretty much search it with the Dragon Drive, and it's also a tuner. So it's a card that you can consider throwing in and out of the deck. But yeah, thank you all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.